Hello and welcome back to another vloggy type video. This was supposed to be a completely different video. I ended up losing a bunch of footage from the last 8 days, like daily check-in stuff, all of that. Some of the footage is corrupted for some reason. Some of it just disappeared. I don't know what even happened. I'll just recap everything that happened since the 21st. Today is actually Thursday, November 30th. I guess I'll just go through everything that I've been doing, working on YouTube and working on getting all of my gig apps all set up so that way I'm ready to start driving in a couple of days. So let's just go through all of the days. I think that this might be a little bit of a long video, but I'll try to get through everything as fast as possible just so everything is documented the way that I want it to be, since I've decided to start to document everything since getting fired. So November 21st, it was supposed to be a relaxing day. I was going to take that day as a break day, just to kind of relax and unwind a little bit because I've been just trying to do as much as possible every day. It ended up being the day that my internet stopped working. I worked in the morning, and then in the afternoon my internet just completely slowed down, stopped working, kept dropping my devices from the internet. I did the best that I could. I was working on stuff to get my car in order before my insurance and registration ran out. So I got new car insurance this day. It ended up being a lot less than what I was paying at that time, so I'm really happy about that. The only downside to this is that I stupidly put my information into one of those forms that sends it out to a bunch of different companies so you can compare quotes from different companies. This led to me getting phone calls pretty much nonstop. Every couple of minutes, people were just calling me about their car insurance, and I just decided to go with the car insurance company that I already have. It ended up being so much less than what I currently pay. So when these people were calling, I would just answer the phone, tell them the price that I have, and they would try to see if they could make it any less, and nobody was able to. So after talking to a couple of them, I just decided that when people called, they didn't even leave voicemails, so I would just block the number after they called. After this, I made some tonkatsu soup, and then I added lots of vegetables to it and some thinly sliced pork. I'll put up a picture of it so that way you can see what that is. Of course, it's a huge salad bowl of soup. That's the way I like to eat soup and salads. So the rest of the night, I tried to watch TV while eating dinner, but it really wasn't working at all. So just used my phone data to watch TikTok while I was eating dinner. And then after I ate, I ended up calling my internet service provider, talking to customer support, trying to see if there was anything that they could do on their end. They tried restarting the modem. They tried to do all of these diagnostic things on it, and nothing ended up working. It still was this slow. It was absolutely terrible. So they ended up telling me after about an hour on the phone that I'd need a new modem because it seems like my modem should be working fine, but it wasn't. I was just thinking of course this has to happen on the day that I want to take a bit of a break from doing any sort of work, and I wanted to play on my Xbox. I haven't used it in a couple of months, so I wanted to just relax, have some fun, have a drink or two, and just hang out. I just ended up playing Fallout 4 for an hour or so before I got bored, and then just called it an early night. The next day, on November 22nd, I woke up that morning at about 2 o'clock in the morning. This was 3 hours after I fell asleep. For some reason, I keep waking up around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning every single morning. But I woke up and looked at my phone to see what time it was, and my phone showed this. It said that there was no SIM card in it, so I didn't have Wi-Fi, I didn't have phone data, so I ended up just going to the kitchen, finding something to open up my SIM card tray, looked at the SIM card, wiped it off to see if maybe that could have been the problem. It didn't help at all. It still said no SIM card, so I ended up just going to sleep knowing that it was going to be one of those days that I'm going to have to take care of a bunch of things. So I got up in the morning, found the route to go to Verizon to get my SIM card fixed. It ended up taking probably an hour. I don't know. It seemed like so long. What do you do when you're sitting in a store waiting for stuff when you don't have a phone to use or anything? So it was the day before Thanksgiving that I was doing this, and it wasn't busy at all, thankfully, in Verizon, but it was just so slow. I was told that it was going to take 15 minutes just to get the diagnostics done, and that probably took 20 minutes. And then they tried activating an eSIM on my phone, and they said that would take another 15 minutes. So just sat there and waited for that, and it just seemed freaking forever, just waiting. Literally nothing to do other than just like look around the store at products that they have and stuff. Really kind of 21st century problems. But they ended up getting everything all fixed. So now I have an eSIM, so my SIM card can't burn out again like that. So that's pretty good. Then after I was done with that, I had to go to my internet service provider. There was so many people in the store, but I ended up just getting in and out probably within 5 minutes. So thank you, Xfinity. That was great. I'm not sure what other people were there for, but they're like, oh, you're just returning your modem and getting a new one? They're like, okay, yeah, just sit down over there and we'll get to you. I got in and out before people that were like already there and waiting. I'm not sure how that worked out, but it was great. I was right next to a Target, so I decided to go to Target and see if they had any deals on anything. I ended up getting some cranberry elderberry juice and some diet caffeine-free Coke. Then I came back here. Not gonna lie, it was probably like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a drink. So let's set up the Wi-Fi. I had to set the robot vacuum back up. My cat food feeder thing needs to be set up again because the Wi-Fi was like changed. So I spent like a good probably hour and a half doing that. And then I was like, I'm not really in the mood to like really work on anything for YouTube. So I decided to just bake a bunch of stuff. I made Castilla cakes, Castilla, I'm not sure. It's kind of like angel food cake, but it's honey flavored. I used to get these really great ones from T&T up in Canada, and they are so good. They're my favorite type of cake. The cake came out pretty good, better than last time. I got a stand mixer from Walmart on the Black Friday, like a cheap one, not like the KitchenAid or whatever it is, like that really expensive one. So now I can actually whip egg whites and make them the way that they need to be, so I could make this cake because it doesn't have any leavening. It just is an egg based leavening. Like all of the leavening comes from the egg whites being whipped up. And then I made some cornbread muffins, and then I started making stuffing because stuffing's my favorite part of like a Thanksgiving dinner. So I started making some stuffing. I ended up burning it on accident. I completely forgot about it for a little bit, and it burnt the bottom of the bread. So I don't know, I ate some of it. It was okay, but it definitely had like a burnt taste to it. But yeah, the rest of the night just like chilled. Finally had a more relaxing day. Got to enjoy the internet actually working again. And then the next day was November 23rd. That was Thanksgiving. I spent this day like looking into making a DMV appointment, trying to find my car title. It was kind of a big mess. I ended up getting an appointment booked for the DMV for today, but I don't need it anymore. My family is all back in New York, so I didn't have anything really to do here. So I just worked on some more video outlines, got a bunch of ideas ready for the following couple of days. Those are all of the videos that have come out up until this point. I made just a list of all of the videos that I wanted to make throughout the next couple of days. I ended up making myself some more agadashi tofu, or I made it the way that I like to make it, which is like with dark soy sauce instead of regular soy sauce. I cook the green onions in the sauce instead of just putting them on top, because I have frozen green onions. I like buy them fresh and then I freeze them because it defrosts pretty quickly. And I didn't want to fry the tofu because it just takes a while and sometimes makes a mess, so I just boiled the tofu. It's the only dish that I've had that makes me like want tofu. Usually I don't like tofu, but something about it, it's just like so good. After eating the tofu for breakfast, I worked on some more videos. I took a break from that. I ended up making new stuffing because the other stuff was really burnt. And then just went back to working on videos for the rest of the day, working on outlines for the videos. And then at night, I made some tonkatsu soup again. I wanted to finish up all of the bean sprouts and other vegetables that were fresh that I had in the fridge that I needed to use before they went bad. And I ended up just watching The Witcher for the rest of the night and finishing the new season of The Witcher, not like the whole thing. That would be crazy. And then on the 24th, this was Friday, I ended up working on getting my car registration taken care of because it was about to run out at the end of the month and I didn't want anything to lapse. I spent the rest of the day working on video outlines again, doing a bunch of research, so that way I could record more videos the following days. I know that my car needed to get like brakes done, so I ordered some rotors and brakes that fit my car for all 4 tires. So once the weather warms up on December 6th, next Wednesday, I'm gonna go and fix all of my brakes, fix all of my rotors, or just like replace them all. It's gonna be way cheaper than going to a shop. It's probably gonna be like $600 at a shop, maybe more for them to do it. And it's easy enough for me to do it. Like, I have calipers and everything, like I can check the thickness of my rotors. I've done my brakes a bunch of times, so it should be really easy to do. Outside of that, I just recorded the video about Walmart deactivating me, and I started to edit it that day so that way I could post it the following day. Nothing really else too crazy happened that day or like memorable happened. I think I'm gonna end this video here because it's saying already 18 minutes. So I think that I'll leave the next 5 days for another video. I'm just going to record the other part of this video. That way this video isn't going to turn out to be like 35 minutes long if I do another 5 days. Because the past couple of days, I remember all the stuff that I did. Thanks for watching. I hope you like these types of like check-ins or vlogs, just like knowing a little bit more about what I'm doing daily. If you do, click the thumbs up, leave me a comment, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow.